tell you what was weird about that, or annoying about that. Yeah, when I put my glasses on, tangled up my headphones, and I looked like a twat. That was good, wasn't it? Nice. I love it. I love a calamitous lifestyle. One day I'll just walk out in front of a fucking truck, and that'll be it. Might be deliberate. Who knows? I've no idea what I'm doing now. I had a brief idea to do something, and then I ordered some food, and I ate my food, and then I didn't want to do anything. This might be nothing. I'll probably delete it. But I'm coming on to yell into the void for a while. I'm going to drink a few beers and then go out. It is fucking time is it? 8:30. 8:30. So it's still pretty early for a Saturday. Oh, half drunk and keeping the bro company until the bride is ready, Gary. Excuse me. Oh my god. I think that comment gave me cancer. No, good. That's good. The wedding's today. There's a wedding today. Is that right? Or do you mean ready to there's only one motherfucker here. Ready to I don't know, accept marriage. So if there's a wedding today, I hope it goes well. No, it can't be today. You're near me. Ready for what? Yeah, okay, there is a wedding today. What time is it there? It's got to be like, I'm at 8:30. It's got to be like 6:30. So you have an evening wedding? Is Elvis doing the wedding? My friends in Brazil in 2015 got married in a rock club, and it's fucking phenomenal. I was the best man, and they came down the aisle to two very pretty girls playing November Rain on violin either side. I'm going to try and get some photos of the day. I've got a few of mine, and actually coincidentally I played Patience on guitar. My friend Max sang at the wedding. I saw Kat playing Patience earlier. I thought I was doing all right, but I was so fucking drunk that there's a couple of clear like ping plong boom notes in there. But it is fun. Somewhere a video exists. Somewhere. I don't know where that is. You should be at the wedding. You should be watching this shit. Good. I hope it goes well. Congratulations to your brother. Cool. I hope that he has many happy years of I don't know, arguing or whatever marriage is. But no, I'm sure it's gonna be wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. Everyone's gonna cry and stuff, and then get drunk. Hopefully that'll be the way. Nice. I'm hiding in the corner here because I'm feeling a bit anxious tonight. But I'm just gonna have a couple of beers, yell into the void, and then may or may not delete it after. I was going to tell a shit story, but then I realised it's not a Last Rites. I could change it all after. I could do that. I could. But nah. I think I'll just ramble. I need to not a lot's happening. So my old podcast with Sammy Boy, Sam the Bastard, Gentle Arrogance, will return for a not a final episode, but just here and there. Like every few months, we're going to pop in with one. And I'm gonna do all the legwork as I do for all the other fucking shit as well, because he's too busy, like everyone else, to get a movie podcast set up, which will be our reviews of classic movies and new movies, stuff that we want to talk about. And it'll be like, I don't know, an hour or two of just digging into it. And I'm sure we'll have guests. That'll be me and Sam. I'm not sure I should say his second name because he wanted to at some point keep fairly anonymous, even though you could easily find it out. But I don't know. We'll be canning those. We'll be pre-recording those and canning quite a few of them, so they won't be live. Except just because of scheduling, it was so shit before. I don't trust him. So if we start doing them and then, week 4 will be like, oh, I can't make it. Oh, we need to do this. And then you start getting gaps. So we're going to pre-record a shitload and then pump them out every 2 weeks or something. So we've always got a backlog But then if people like it, what we'll do every once in a while is come on for a live stream and interact and all that stuff. So yeah, that'll I'm gonna try and sort that out. So that'll be 3 podcasts, and the Last Rites we will be doing some movie watch-alongs as well. We've advertised it for a long time. I half thought about doing it from here, but I just can't trust the internet for sure, unless I download movies and watch them, I guess, and then I'm not streaming it. I think that maybe that'd be a good idea, and maybe that'd be a good idea for everyone. It's a download Predator or whatnot, and not Bill Cosby, the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we'll do a little watch along on that and sort of react to shit and sell merch, even though I might have long past my Amazon affiliate shit that I've not set up. If I just shut my eyes and keep these glasses on, I won't even know there's a laptop in front of me, and my anxiety will dissipate, and I'll just drink, because this is what I do. I talk to myself all the fucking time, but it's normally like incantations. Like if you walk past me, it'll be like, but in my head, I'm just fighting with people, or just narrating my way around my day to someone that I know that isn't there. I do that as well. Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with weird behaviour. You're in the kitchen, you can't see the bride. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Elton's more. We know who that is. We know who that is. So you're going from your house to the venue. I don't know how it works there, but I presume you've got to go to a licensed venue to go and do the thing. Unless you're having a fake wedding. Pretty sure. God, that beer got so warm in 30 minutes. I'm just getting a beer, boys and girls. We'll go to a Brahma malt now. I have one of those Munich things a minute ago. My Wi-Fi signal sucks. My Wi-Fi had a fucking heart attack earlier today. It's working fine, and then just had a bit of a heart attack. What did I do yesterday? I watched the final 2 episodes of Better Call Saul. I had an in day yesterday. I got a pizza and stayed in. It was the final 2 episodes of Better Call Saul. About 1 beer in the daytime and then nothing else. And then I watched the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi because I'm a fucking child. Quite enjoyed it. Yeah, these beers are getting warm pretty quick. Well, I'm sure you'll update everyone how it goes, Kelly. If there are any fights, any drama, are you expecting any drama? Oh, it's super smalls, right? So you're just inviting cool people, I imagine. I've been at some weddings with some fights and some threat fights, and I went to a wedding once. There's a girl that I liked in school, right? But would never talk to her. Years later, she happened to move down the street from me, and I was working with my dad. We were renovating a house, and she invited me to her wedding. Yeah, we're definitely doing Dust Till Dawn. It's one of our favourite movies, so we're definitely doing that. Yeah, Brett will be. We're going to do all of them with Brett when we do the watch alongs. It'll be me, Jamie, and Brett, and then plus whoever wants to jump on. So, Predator first, and then probably Dust Till Dawn. Yeah, that'd probably be the order. So she invited me to this wedding, right? Now, for other reasons, I was many miles away. Didn't drive. I walked from my flat for miles whilst drinking because my cousin was having some trouble. I'd heard through the grapevine my cousin was having some beef with the landlord that he worked for in a pub. So I drank and I walked about 7 miles drinking beer, and then I got to a pub and I day drank all fucking day. And then I went up to the pub that he worked at and started drinking. And I was like, come here, let's sort this fucking piece of shit out, right? It's like 24. And he shit himself. He's like, no, I don't know where he heard it, but the beef isn't that bad. It was his dad that told me, actually. My uncle that I just talked about, he died and then DM'd me. And he lied about that, and maybe lied about being dead. Who knows? So this was the day of the wedding, and I've been day drinking and fucking around, and I think I got a lift. I had to ring my dad and say, can you come and pick me up? and then drank more in my house, and then went outside, and there were a bunch of my brother, the mad one, and a couple of neighbours were going to walk round to the wedding venue. It was like the evening part we were invited, right? I remember one of these neighbours, my 70-year-old dad almost bricked in his window last year, just before COVID maybe. He gave me a Diet Coke can with half full of whiskey as well. And I was drinking that on the way around. And when I got there, I was fucked up. I don't remember much. And then I remember seeing this other girl that I really liked that on and off I'd seen her over the years. And I thought, right, maybe tonight's my chance. We started chatting. And then very quickly, I think I was convinced to do shots there as well. Very quickly, I'm pretty sure I was sick on the floor in front of everyone at the bar. And then I have a complete memory blank. And I remember a brief struggle. I remember there being security there. I remember being doors barricaded, people angry at me. I remember getting thrown out eventually of a wedding. And it turns out what I'd done was, I think, be sick everywhere, then get into an argument with the bride's mum, called her a cunt or whatever shit came out of my mouth. I then locked her in a room, like pushing, and then barricaded the door closed, and I don't know, other things, I guess, and then got escorted from the premises. So that was one of my favourite wedding stories. But I was very young and stupid. I drank far too much before going. So there we go. I don't know. Who knows what happened? Everyone was drunk, but I felt so bad that the next day I went. Back then, the stores wouldn't start selling alcohol till like 11 a.m. So I went in and I waited until 11. Must have looked like an alky and brought like 6 bottles of wine and walked them all the way back up. And my plan was to leave them on the doorstep with no note and hope she'd notice from me and run off. But I dropped a bottle on her doorstep and smashed. So what I did was leave 5 bottles in a bag and 1 smashed bottle of wine and glass on her doorstep, and then also ran away. And I think that might have been it. I think I did see her once more when I punched through a window, but my hand swelled up and went like black and blue, and I saw her once more, and she saw it and went, "Oh my God, are you okay?" So I don't know, I guess she was all right about it. But I'm sure the mother of the bride remembers me forever for that time. There we go. That was some rambling. 14 minutes. I don't think I'm going to stick around on air. I think I might drink my beers and can I make myself bigger? Okay, I get it. This, we can do that, right? We can do that and search what's a funny thing. I don't know. Fight. No, that's just like fights on the street. I don't know. Where am I? Where's my tab? There we go. No, you don't want me bigger. Look, I'm sweating. The lighting shit. This laptop camera is so fucking awful. It's nighttime here as well, so it's getting a weird uplighting, so it's reflecting off my sweaty, balding head. But you don't need me bigger. You need me smaller, more than anything else. I like the fact that I can share a tab. I like this here now. This here now. Edinburgh Festival. This is what me and Jane will be going to. We won't be spinning fire around there, but these are the streets, man. The whole month is rammed with the Chinese, the Americans, and everyone else as well. There's all kinds of art and shit going on, but there's thousands of comedy shows as well. Thousands. We'll be on one of them. Edinburgh is a beautiful city. So I hope the weather's good. That's all. What is this bitch doing? Something with hoops. Yeah, I won't be doing any of that. Or any of that fire shit. Looking forward to it. August the 6th, 7th, 8th, and I'll be there on the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th too. But I don't know what I'm doing on those days. Hopefully some other shit. So I disagree. I disagree that it's better. I think it's worse. I think it's worse. 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 What do you guys want to talk about? Put a subject in there and talk about that, even if I don't know anything about it. Where am I? I'm outside the bouges. How was my day? Okay, this is an actual podcast. My day was all right. What did I do today? Slept a bit. Went down to a beach. My beach experience hasn't been too good because again the tide was in, right. So the tide comes in so fast on some of these beaches, and they really. This is where I am though. There's like I don't know how many beaches, 15, 20. This is the town. I'm in the centre, so this Bridget Bardot statue's there of her looking like a hooah with her legs open. It's just 15 minutes this way. I'm on the edge of this. The centre again is like 2 or 3 little streets, and then the bay, the harbour. And this is like, oh, there's Bridget Bardot. So there was no electricity around here in 1964 when she visited, and it made it popular. So that's the same bay as this. I like it. I like all that old shit. Um, yeah, I'm hoping to see a few more beaches. I know 2 others. I've been to another one, but I fucked up the tide times on that as well. I got there and literally the water was up against the wall. So it's I need to get a date. I find one that's facing the right ocean. The calmer side. I think the ones that face inland. Because we're on a peninsula, right? So you've got north and south beaches, some on the end as well. But I think there were a couple that sort of curve around and face the coast. And I think they're the best ones to go to. But I don't know. So I had these visions of actually going to the beach. And I did. I walked along it for 10 minutes and then walked back on the road. That was my experience. I walked through some slime outside the police station in my flip-flops, which was great. Yeah, it's a very beautiful, very chill and very safe as well for Brazil. So, no, everyone's fucking super chill for the most part. You get some idiots. But yeah, I'm bang in the centre now, which is nice. But yeah, you go outside, you wouldn't know. It's just super quiet. I'm in a super quiet part of the street. You walk 200 meters to the right, and it starts getting a bit loud, and you can hear shit, bars and stuff. I've been ordering food for delivery from like 500 meters away. And one today was 650 meters. And yesterday in the end, I went to pick up my pizza because I felt so bad. But the day before, I ordered a fucking burger from about 400 meters away. Fuck them. Make them get on their bike and ride up. That's what I say. And most of them are getting tips, right? I say most of them. I don't always tip. What can I say? Burger was tonight. It was a little bit underwhelming, but it was the fastest one. It was going to be here in 30 minutes. The rest were like an hour, and I was hungry, so I just went for it. It's all right. It was a bit rushed, I think. But I've had some nice food. Yeah, I didn't get out for Mexican food in the end last night. It's been a bit complicated with people's schedules, so I'm hoping that's going to come along. But yeah, I'm just chilling the fuck out. I've got some shit to do in the week. But I'm just replying to someone here. It's so rude of me. So rude of me. I'm looking for a little, there we go. Little emoji that I put on there. That was correct, wasn't it? I watched Ricky Gervais special last night. I watched, I don't know, I can't remember. Yeah, Better Call Saul, Star Wars, and Gervais special. There we go. I thought it was all right. So You know, people will complain for a couple of weeks and then fuck off, I assume. But I believe Netflix has done the good thing finally and put out another statement saying they don't give a fuck about complaints and don't care if the staff complain. They're going to be getting behind the artists that they recruit or contract. So that's good. They did it after Tom Segura said retard a few years ago, and mothers of Down syndrome hammered everywhere. But they backed him. They come out and said, no, we're supporting the artists. But then Diaz went to do a bit of the Degenerates, and they came and made him take a joke out right before he went on, which fucked him up. And that was around about the nervousness. And then that guy who defended it in a board meeting for Netflix used the N-word twice. But he was describing comics using it on the specials, and they fired him. So sometimes I think they fuck up. But, you know, shouldn't really say that at work, but come on, bit of context. And the subject that they're talking about is things that you shouldn't be saying, and whether or not they're going to get rid of comics. It sounds like they're doing the right thing, even though they still make far too many specials. I believe a lot are going to be half an hour now instead of an hour, which it's changing, you know. The visions that everything has to be an hour, but yeah, once a comedy special goes past about 52 minutes for me, it's tough. It's tough for me, even if I really like them. They've got to be really good to get you past an hour, I think, these days. Bears Paper Tiger was at 1:15. That was pretty easy to watch, but he's a master. Yeah, I like an hour being like 52 minutes, sort of a cheat hour. That's a nice amount of time. Well, I had 2 minutes, but some of the 15 and 20-minute sets that are on there can give newer comics a platform, so it's all good. But you know, the oversaturation, just there's a lot of noise. And you're looking for the signal, man. But I don't actually watch too many specials, to be honest with you. I watch the few comics that I like. I'll watch theirs, and I'll pick up some of the others, and then some I'll put on my list and not watch for 5 years. And then it feels like, I don't know, that I've kind of missed the boat. I don't obsessively watch comedy. You know, most of them aren't as good as they were, so it's not as exciting to watch. But I'll watch. I quite enjoyed Taylor Tomlinson's, actually. I think it was Quarter Life Crisis. I quite enjoyed that. Nice little special. You know, Norman Morell, List's first one that he did a couple of years ago. Bobby Kelly's just filmed, or Robert Kelly. You know what, dude? He's just filmed a special, I believe, and it will come out on Louis C.K.'s website in the autumn or something like that. Because Louis produced and I believe shot it, so that might be an interesting watch. Bob Kelly's supposed to be an absolute fucking murderer, so when I'm in New York, I really hope that he's in town. They normally are for a couple of days a week when they're not on the road, so I hope to catch him, you know, at one of the clubs. Now, I could stay in the US a long time as well when I go out there. I could do a similar thing to what I've done here, which would be good. But it's more expensive there, so I've got to balance it and find pads to crash at. So, and I'll just make people breakfast for my rent or something. I do know several people in several places, so I will see what I can plan. But yeah, I could just stay there as well and do comedy for a while. This week, I'm really going to look into trying to get a gig set up, or at least begin conversations. So I think, you know, I'm probably going to be out here between 4 and 5 or 6 weeks, that sort of time frame before I go back. So I must be able to find something in that meantime. Evening, Kevin. I still had to do that thing. What's the frequency, Kenneth? And then it's not Kenneth, it's Kevin. It's just my autism. It's not, you know, me not knowing your name. It's just my Asperger's can't quite hack into the Pentagon, but I can shit in the bath. I've got some of it going on. What's the frequency, Kevin? Yeah, this is just nothing. This is just nothing. This is just me rambling and drink. I'm going to drink about 4 or 5 of these beers. I've basically got a mixture of these tonight. I've got this German stuff, and then I got Brahma malt in these weird little elongated cans. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a couple of beers and then get out for go down the disco. Yeah, get down the disco in Brazil. Yeah, no, I might go to a rock bar there and watch some bands, and sit there looking all cool, and then start to look weird, and then buy a mojito and feel too drunk and go home. I might do that. I might do a circuit around. I might have to plug this laptop in a bit. Half-tired, yeah. I've got a bit of a cough. I'll never know if it's COVID because I don't take COVID tests because I'm not a pussy. But I'm just trying to cover the microphone wherever it is so you don't have to hear it. It's disgusting. Next time I'll just try and... Well, no, I'm probably not doing anything else but from what I just did, so I hope it doesn't affect you. I can mute my mic. Then I can say the N-word, look. I said it, but I was muted. Or maybe I said digger, right? It's one of the things where you really double check the mute. I was on in a meeting last year on a big team school with lots of, like 70 people in it, right? And I left my Bluetooth in, which also have microphones, and I just couldn't be fucked. So I was off doing housework and muttering to myself about people like, fuck these people. And I think I said something a bit, a bit off color, should we say, about someone that was talking. And but really quiet, like whispering it. But then I was like, and I kind of sped round back to the computer. My fucking mic was on, so I muted it, and no one ever said anything. So I think it probably would have sounded like the wind, like maybe a slur in it. Maybe the wind was just saying the slur that I said. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing to say to 70 people on a Microsoft fucking Teams call, unless it was Bill Gates. In which case I would have said, "Why did you invent COVID, Bill? And why are you trying to take over the world's farms, Bill? Why are you a pedo? Why are you fucking kids, dude?" I'll probably say that, but it wasn't. It was other people. I didn't want to say any of that to. What's going on? What's going on in your lives, people? Oh, gesturing, yeah. But if I'm in the corner and I'm not gesturing to really communicate any words. It's random. I'm like, I took a shit on a beach. I've got no. I don't think any of it's connected. I didn't go to a body language course, and now I feel weird. I want to keep doing this. It's real. Now I'm starting to set. I used to have these weird little tics, right? If I stretched out this corner of my mouth, and then I'll have to do this side. But then I'm even doing it now. Then I'll kind of do that whilst stretching the elbow, and then the opposite knee, like flexing that, right? And then I'll have to do the other side, like, I did this for fucking years, and I don't do it unless I really think about it, and then I'm like, And also, at the same time, maybe you start to add like a toe cross. I've just noticed me doing it. And then balance it out. There you go, there's a secret. There's some life secrets for you. I'm fucking mental. What are we drinking? Kevin? What's on the beer menu? What have you got? Yeah, I just got these. I like these the other night, but I only just got 2 flavors tonight. I just got a few of the German ones and 2 of the Brazilian ones. You know, I did feel pretty fucked up by the end of that night, but I did, I had to drink a lot of them. But also, when you're mixing lots and lots of different even beers, could fuck me up a little bit. So, yeah, what have we got going on? And Chrissy, what are you doing? What's on the booze menu? Anything? Is anything on the booze menu? I need to get some nice. I haven't seen too many here. I'll have to check out some other markets, supermarkets. Um, but in the cities, you can find some really nice IPAs and pilsners and stuff that they make here now. Um, some great, obviously, bottle art and can art on them, which I will be getting. I don't know. These aren't the ones I'm thinking about. But yeah, they've got a really good. Let me see if I can find the ones that I had in the south. Russian roulette. Oh, roulette Russia. That's it. Oh, there we go. So it wasn't this. I don't think I had this. Oh, this is fucking alcohol free. For God's sake. For God's sake. But it was this brand. Maybe I just drank alcohol free beer and just pretended that I was drunk like a child. Yeah, no, it was this lot, but in cans. Roulette Russia. Nice little hobbit fella there. Yeah, nice artwork in there. Let me see if I can. I don't fucking know. But anyway, I think they're only in the south, and it's highly unlikely I'm going to be able to go back down there. I want to. I do want to. So if there is a way, I'll just do it. Well, there is a way. I'll have to buy a flight. That's the way, but I don't know whether I can really justify doing that. So even though it'd be cool to see all my friends again, my little Brazilian family down there. Yeah, so they got some nice stuff going on. I guess it's kicking off everywhere, but probably for the last sort of 9-10 years in the UK. But I was really surprised. I think it was 2018 when I came here in Brazil. My friends took me straight to this pub, and it was all Brazilian craft beer. Super nice. These probably cost me, I think it was $3.69, which is about, I don't even fucking know, 50p, about 70 cents. And the other ones might be a little bit more because they're imported, but it'll be like 75 cents, 60p, 70p, I don't know. That's the good thing about being here. Obviously, when I go to other places like the States, I'll be paying real prices for stuff. So the budget gets more difficult to stay somewhere for longer unless I get help. Couch surfing or something. I'll be a gigolo. I'll wank off old American men for money. I'll suck them off for $1,000, if I'm honest. And I'll just pay my way and try not to get murdered at truck stops. That's how it gets done, right? Coconuts for buck. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just yeah. It's a wonderful place, is what I can say. I was actually supposed to meet someone today, but it didn't work out. So we'll see. And tonight as well, but it got when other friends get involved, it's like no, I don't want to. I don't do that. No, thank you. But I might change my mind when I'm drunk tonight. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just rudely reading DMs. Like we can't read them on my glasses. What the fuck was I saying there? I don't know. We'll do that in a bit. You're just watching this in case I get a shotgun out, aren't you? I could probably get a gun, but it's probably far easier to get one here. I do know people with some guns, but I don't want to. I don't want to get one. Really, don't really want one. Would be funny though. I saw someone shoot himself in the face with a shotgun on YouTube, and it was really sad. But then it was like I was so intrigued by how much blood was dripping out. Bam, smash. There's no international child support. Exactly. Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's a lot of single mothers in Brazil, like hot, yummy mummies with like one kid and no dad, because a lot of them get pumped, right? And then there's a lot of poverty. So often the dad is like, I can't give you any money. I don't have any. I don't. I have just about enough money for some water, some rice, and some fucking beans. So I'll see you later. There's a lot of that. And abortion is illegal here. So it's a strange thing. Although people still do it. I may or may not have paid for someone's black market abortion that had nothing to do with me. It was just someone in a little spot of bother. So I gave them some money to go and do what they need to do, and it wasn't good. It wasn't a good process, but at least it got done. At least we killed that fucking baby. At least we killed that fucking baby, right? Pro-choice, anti-life, but it's fun. It's fun. It's funny. But yeah, it's funny killing babies. Yeah, that is a good thing. Yeah, find me. Yeah, my name's fucking Carlos Monelos. Come and find me, because there's a lot of people in the UK that are looking for me and they can't find me. So good luck. Good luck finding me across the Atlantic. You can pay for my 7 kids. Thank you. All 7 of you can pay for your 1 kid. Thank you. I'll just be on a beach. When I'm 60, I'll be out on a beach one day and someone will be surfing and they'll just look just like me, and then someone will be playing foot volley and they'll just look just like me. And the guy will be selling me peanuts and he'll look just like me. No. Even without my involvement, my kids won't be selling peanuts because they won't be fucking losers. They'll be eating peanuts and maybe selling coconut cocktails at least. I'm a loser. I don't know why I said that. They probably will be. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Dykes, Napo, Brett Brock. Yeah. And I'll just do I said, my name's Brett and I'm from Nashville and I do work, drink beer, and I fuck pussy. That's what I'll just go around saying. And Jamie, I'll be going, oh, no, my family. I can't do it. My family. Yeah, I'll just do that. Fuck his family. That's true. That is true. I reckon he does take boner pills though. Can he say like, oh, what's that? How do you? Because I was telling him about Blue Chew, right? And a lot of podcasts have Blue Chew as a sponsor. So I'm just trying to see what's going on here. But then he completely. I've never heard of it. I think he snorts it, and then he starts pumping that baton. He starts pumping that baton, and the veiny Italian warrior, the Godfather. I think he calls it the Godfather. Bust dust. Yeah. Yeah, or it's like a solid object because you've been so dehydrated that you just in the toilet, and it's like you're dropping coins into a fucking wish pool. It's quite a way. It's quite a good way of describing it. I'm gonna make a note of that. Coming to a toilet sounds like coin. It's not a wish pool, is it? It's a wishing fountain. Who fucking knows? We'll sort that out later. And I said, jizz in a toilet, just casually there, because it's the best place. If I'm honest, just go right in the toilet. Don't have to go in the sock. Don't have to go in the sheets or on you. At the end, run to the toilet and then just go straight in there. Flush it. Give it a wipe. Done. Gentleman's wash if you want in the sink. Gentleman's wash. Wishing well. I'm such a energy. Yeah, like a piece of. Well, at the end of the day, like you're so dry that you pee out a solid piece of amber with a mosquito in it, that you can invent a new fucking world of dinosaurs. Of course, it's a fucking wishing well. What am I saying? Like wish pool, wishing fountain, having a stroke, wishing well. There was that wet, wet, wet song. It's like, then you're wishing well, your hopes and sizes. 1994, something like that. Get up in your wishing well, your hopes and sizes. Let's bring that up. I'm not playing it. And then we'll remember Wet, Wet, Wet. They had the theme tune to Four Weddings and a Funeral, so it was number one for like 4 months. Marty Pello, I think he was a cokehead by the end of it, but yeah, it's not how I remember them looking. It's not how I remember him looking. Oh, because I'm writing in Chinese, I was like Wang Well, the wishing well. This isn't from that video, but this is Marty Pello. But he also had a long ponytail, is what I remember, halfway down his back. And then they did that horrendous song for Four Weddings and a Funeral, which was filmed in my hometown. So the outside of a pub was this beautiful old 15th century pub called the King's Arms, which I've got a lot of stories about, some of which I will never repeat. And the interior for the scene was in a pub called the Crown. Now, interestingly, the scar that I've got on here, on my wrist, I was drinking in the Crown, and an American lady was in there, and I said something, and she was rude to me, so I was very rude back, and then I stormed out with my friend, and I punched the window, and then my wrist started pissing blood. And I went to another pub. I think I might have gone to one pub and they half stitched me up. And then I went to another one. I was like, I'm fine, can I have a drink? And they said, no, we're calling you an ambulance. So they called me an ambulance. And then I went to hospital and the police came and they said, you all right? I went, yeah. What's going on? Cut my wrist. How'd you do that then? Where are you from? This town. Oh, okay. Where was that? Here. Oh, right, because we had a report of someone coming out of a pub and punching the window. Huh? What? Nah. Don't think that was me. They're like, no, we think what I said. Well, I don't think so. I had to go for an interview that week and everything. I said, no, I fell over. I fell over on a glass bottle that I'd been drinking in the gutter and cut it there. And then I was like, oh no. And then I came to the hospital. And I even had to get my friend to lie to the police. I had to text him the next day and said, listen, they weren't really checking text messages back then. I said, listen, if the police come around, gave me your name, just say that we fell over with our Stella bottles. And he did, and he backed me up. So thanks, friend, for getting me out of getting away from the narcs. Commercial gig flying drones, place you hike, gonna make them to market himself. Nice, I love drone footage. There's some nice shots in my hometown that someone did. Actually, I love it. At some point I'll get a drone. I know someone that makes them because he doesn't want to get a license because he doesn't want the government to know he's got one. But yeah, I'll get a shit one and practice, and then a better one and practice, and then I'll get a nice one. I don't want to get a nice one and then fly it up a fucking tree and lose it on a roof. Yeah, drone footage looks cool. I love it. I don't like any Netflix documentary that I watch. I want it to open with drone footage of like a landscape or a town. You know, saves filmmakers a ton in. You just got to get some dude with a drone instead of hiring a chopper for half a day. And then sometimes in some films you could see the shadow or the reflection of the chopper while they're filming it. You're like, you fucked that up. You couldn't afford another hour of chopper fuel. Marty is maybe it just had the lyrics "wishing well" in it, and the four warnings in the funeral was "I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes." What, arthritis? Love is all around me. It's everywhere I go. It's up your friend's ass. But it was around for too long. Yeah, it seems like a nice project to do as well. Building your own. I think it might be a nice little hobby. Swapping out parts and all that stuff. Yeah, I think there's some really good stuff because I do want to film some stuff. What I need to do is write something and then get it to a friend who I want to work with and see if he wants to actually do it. He's a bit unreliable, but I've had an idea for a couple of years about a little web series. But why not have some drone footage in it? I say, makes it look a little bit better, right? There was a murderer in the UK called Fred and Rose West. It's fantastic. I don't know if there's been any Netflix documentaries. There might have been, but it's a great case. Basically, they killed kids and buried them in their garden, including some of their own kids and some kids from up the street. And they were beating them for years. And they go in hospital. I think they had like 28 reports of the kids being beaten, and they never, like, the police were never involved. But they think the wife might have been fucking the judge and policeman as a hooker, even though she was a pig. And Rose West once shoved a metal pole up her daughter's vagina or their stepdaughter's vagina and killed her. And they found the skeleton in the cupboard with the metal pole still up there. So they're a great couple. What was the point in that? I had a point. Oh, because one of the things I want to write like a really dark thing that's also funny, and what the first idea that I've got is around Fred West, like around not the crime, but someone that's obsessed with Fred West. He's a fan, dresses up like his wife and stuff. But it's going to cause some trouble because I want to film on location. There was a famous house called 25 Cromwell Street. Seen your comments about the drone, Kevin, in a second. So, was it Cromwell Street? Yeah. This is the couple. This is Fred. This is Fred and Rose. Look at the state of them. And yeah, they found fucking this 20 years later. This was the house, grotty old house in Gloucester. And then in the end, after it all, they levelled it, and now it's this. It's a cut through to another estate. So they just developed the whole area and said, "Nah, we're not even having a house on the site. But I want to film on this site. Would have to do it at 5 a.m. I think, but then you could be making a bit of noise. Just get in and out because I think it will really upset the residents." I'll close that tab. Oh God, I don't like being on. I think I can actually crop. Let me do something here. I want to film on the actual site from now. Oh, I think I'll have to set it before. Hey, what do these work like? Not very well. No, that can't be coincidental. It can't. There we go. Try to put a virtual background on. So yeah, it probably upset the neighbours. Yeah, of course. Anything like that's addictive. Yeah, and my dad would love it, I think. But he's old now. But we brought him, or my sister brought him a cheap little remote control plane. Like it was probably like 20 quid. But he was loving it. He was out there flying it around the road. Maybe for when he retires, get him a little drone or something. I think he'd like it. Fly it around, film the neighbourhood. Get that woman that he knocked up, and I had a half sister that he never told me about. Who sits? I used to look out the window. Huh? What? You can get that from a drone, can't you? Fly over there, garden. I'm entertaining myself. I don't really care if I'm entertaining anyone else. Nowadays you can run video goggles. Oh, nice. Is there going to be down the line? Do you think there'll be any? Are you talking about VR? Or you just mean like a goggles essentially with a little heads-up display in it or something where you can see the camera? But I think if not, then VR I think will be something down the line, right? We just sit at home and fly the fucking thing around. Where you can like get it around you. Maybe I don't know if that's what it is, but that's interesting. I didn't know they had that stuff. Yeah. I'm just getting a beer. It's the kind of thing where I would be absolutely fucking obsessed with, because I do get obsessed about shit, especially techie shit. And I would get obsessed with it for sure, and I will. It's on my list of shit to do, but this year I've got to sort a lot of other things out. So I think probably 2023 I might become a drone king. Barack Obama. I'll have to wear blackface though, and say things like, I believe the people are the future, while setting fire to kids with drones. But that does sound nice. That does sound like a nice thing to do, because it's just almost eerie how stable the footage. You know what I mean? Because where they'll just take off and how stable it all stays. When you compare it to chopper footage and stuff from even like 20 years ago now, I just like the way it just and it gets up there pretty quick. I guess then depends what kind of lens you got on and what kind of camera you're carrying. But so I suppose like the high level documentaries probably use like going to have a high end camera on, right? I don't know if they get something like a red on there or whatever it is. It'll have to be then a bigger drone, I guess, more power, more battery life, or whatever it is. And I'm just talking shit. I've got no idea. I don't have any idea. Receive video from an onboard camera kept in 1080p. Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to work a lot many years ago, and I still haven't talked much about this work, but I used to work with a lot of video stuff, and I worked with a developer, and we actually made some in-house software that captured video. And I know it's a fucking nightmare to build from the ground up. It's harder than it sounds. I guess we're also a decade on, so it's probably a lot easier as well. But we had to write software, and I'd test this equipment constantly back in the programmer's office, and because we had to get data off the video as well, frame by frame, for various things, and overlay graphics that moved around frame by frame. So I've worked with video quite a lot. We also worked with GoPros, but back then I guess that they would be like Hero 3s, and I think they're up to like fucking 12 or something now, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were Hero 3s and they were the new ones. I think when we stopped that, the 4s were just coming out. Yeah, I saw the other day they're way up there now, and it makes sense. It was a long time ago. But I liked working with them. All that stuff. Yeah, for sure. It's flying towards yourself. Oh, that's true. Because I get it. Yeah, image stabilization is super easy now in software, right? Post. I guess you've got capture software that's doing it as well, but you've also got really good image stabilization for post production as well. That can get rid of some shakes. This beer, it's annoying. It's nice and cold, but honestly, it's getting so warm within the time I'm drinking a can, and it's not even that warm in the room, so I'm kind of freaked out by that. Yeah, drones. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of hobbies that I could see myself playing golf, if I'm honest with you. I can't. There's a lot of things that I want to start. Paddleboarding as well, like something super chill. I don't want to do anything too energetic, to be honest. Something you can actually that's kind of peaceful. I don't know what else. Yeah, I've got a million things I want to do, but it's just making time and starting it. I'm going to get a Portuguese tutor soon. I think next year will be a time for hobbies. I think. Also, filming in general. I'm going to be upgrading my kit for podcasts and stuff, so I'm going to have cameras and various mixers and all that shit, mics, but just also off the back of it, have a bunch of stuff that I can film with. Just go and film some silly shit around town. You can get some really small, nice cameras. If you walk pretty slow, they've got the stabilizer built in, so you can kind of move around and they'll stay still. As long as you're not shaking around too much, you can get some really, really nice footage. I can't remember the make of this camera, but it's, the batteries aren't great. I guess if you just really plan what you want to get, you can get some really good footage from them. I thought about doing it here, to be honest, like getting some nice travel footage, but I just didn't get around to buying anything. So I think in the future, I'd like to do that, just to go to some cool places, get some really nice HD stable footage that you can put music over and stuff. Yeah, rip a couple of packs. Get out there and fucking drone it up. That's what an hour. This has been going an hour. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. I might leave it up and just call it nothing. I'm feeling a bit. I don't know if I've got it in me to drink. It's 9:30, so I've got to make a fucking decision soon. I'll probably wrap up soon. Because my head's feeling a bit weird. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. Like a pussy. You dizzy pussy? Are you a dizzy pussy? Yeah, I'm a dizzy pussy. Why is it? I guess I've got 2 Instagram accounts. It was telling me that I'd updated my story, which I did hours ago, but I guess it's coming from the other account that's then notifying me 5 hours later. 100 mile an hour. Fuck yeah, that's the thing. I'll have to build up to it. I'll have a look. I'll have to build up to it because I'll fucking crash it. I'll crash it through someone's window or a car and then kill someone. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, I got it. Twitter. Twitter. I'm getting confused with these fucking tabs. There we go. Awesome. Oh yeah, so you've got the GoPro taped on top or clipped on top. I assume that's a GoPro. I don't know. Nice, 100 mile an hour. It's fucking wild. Yeah, because I've seen you post before about going out with like multiple batteries and all that stuff. Yeah, it's just getting the kit ready. Cause what I used to work with was I'd have laptops and they were fed. Some were USB fed, some were. Hang on, they're all USB fed, but some of them were then radio signaled to another PC in a house upstairs, like a little control room, and they had other equipment plugged in to laptops as well, like track people's eye movements, powered from there. So I had video from I had an IR camera looking at an eye. I had a scene video looking out on a pair of glasses, and then GoPros in the corner of the rooms, and then I think maybe that was it for that one. But it was basically like 4 GoPros, 2 of these goggles with a camera looking out and one looking at an eye, and all the software, and 2 laptops going into another PC. But my entire life was running around with gaffer tape and fucking. In one instance, laptops were velcroed to a stab vest, and in another instance, they just had a not a receiver, the opposite to a receiver, a sender. And then we had a receiver upstairs that got the video footage. That actually worked quite well. But I was constantly changing batteries and checking, and we'd always lose something. Like a memory card would be out, or a fucking battery from this room would be out. There's always something that we'd lose. And I was constantly running around charging and changing everything. It's all like, oh, nice, 3D printed. That's another thing. So the mount 3D printed. That's another thing that I might get into is 3D printing. I was speaking to my landlord a couple of years ago where I used to live, and he got into it, and he was making little nuts and stuff. And once you get used to the software, you can just knock together something pretty quickly. And the printers were just I think that the one he was using was just a few hundred, like 300, 400. And he was most of them like, is it type of graphite? Yeah, that's the other long-term hobby I think I might get into next year, because I think they just, obviously it's useful if you're doing a lot of other shit, but just it's an endless well of fun, and you can just pretty much print anything. I'll probably just end up printing cocks and hanging them from the ceiling. But flew one pack. Fucking hell. Yeah, so okay, so I've got to remember drones and 3D printing is what I'm going to get into next year. And I'll look into it. I might even hire someone to come and film a drone at some point, but I would like to learn to do it myself. I guess the first day I'll just go out in a big field where there's no trees and no roads and just like practice low flying, easy shit, and then you just get a bit more confident, right? Like anything else. And then you crash it one day. But I like all the stuff with the swarms as well, right? So you can get. I use this stuff for image tracking as well around the house. So you get like an equivalent of like a QR code that's linked to say a table, and you throw something else somewhere else. So when the software sees it, it will draw borders and stuff around stuff on the video. But I've seen that with drones where they'll use it, I guess, as targeting, and you can program 5 drones, let's say, that will take off, and they'll be looking at they'll be tracking from the markers, and then doing whatever they're doing. And I guess you programmed in certain sequences, but they'll always know where they are in space because of the markers, and I guess to each other with the program, I guess. Which is quite interesting. I'd quite like to live in a big house and have like several attack drones. So if if the police come around or whatnot, you can just send out all the drones that then surround the police and go around filming them and intimidating them. That sounds like we're getting in trouble for that as well. But it sounds like fun. You can just press a button and the pre-programmed drone swarm goes out to the front, uses blob detection to find the people, and then just like circles them filming and flashing shit and playing sounds. That would be fun. Yeah, so if you get shitty equipment, basically, that they're more likely to crash. Print an upgrade for your printer with your printer. That does sound. That's pretty wild. Yeah, carbon fiber frame. Yeah, of course. I'm just thinking without any real knowledge of it at all. But it's more the annoyance of it. Yeah, no, okay. I've got to start looking at cameras in general. In general, anyway. The stable camera thing is almost like a big pen. It's about this big on a little handle. I guess like a GoPro handle, and then it's tiny though. It's about this big. I wouldn't mind one of those. And I'll just get a regular camcorder to start with for other stuff. But then a GoPro as well for something. So, but if I ever film this fucking web thing I'm thinking about, I want to use a really good. Well, yeah, I want to use a pretty good camera, like pretty good. I want it to look good, and I'll have it color corrected by someone who knows what they're doing, and all that stuff. So I just want to make it look like really, really professional. Just little like 12-minute things, a little bit of music, properly edited, all that stuff. But I'm going to write a script and send it to my friend and see what he thinks. I think he'll like it. I've got a framework in my head. I need to iron out the details. Yeah, just something really dark and fucking weird. Yeah, there we go. We learned about drones today. We learned about. I might have talked about shitting myself sometime. Can't remember. There is one that I forget because it was only 2019. A lot of these are classics, right? They're from like 05, 06, 09. But there was one in 2019 when I went to Europe. I went to Netherlands, Amsterdam, Brussels, Berlin, essentially. And I had a real bad one in Brussels. Fuck. Well, I didn't really shit myself. It's kind of an incident. It was green. I was shitting green. Fuck knows what it was. It wasn't good. But I'll do a last shites about that. Oh my god. I'm tired now. Has anyone else got anything going on? I think Kelly might be at this wedding now. Her brother's getting married tonight. Have your fucking wedding tonight. Space blanket works well over there, doesn't it? I could lean on the bed next time. I'll get uncomfortable, no doubt. So if you're not here anymore, Kelly, or if you are, I hope you have a wonderful wedding. Your brother is very happy and all that stuff. And if he does have to hit her in the kidneys. Yeah? Never the face. Kidneys? No? No. All right. I am joking, of course, about domestic violence. All right, I've taught myself pretty much insane. It's 1 hour 12. I'm going to go by 1 hour 15 for sure. For sure. And I'll decide whether or not to leave this up. Just fucking me chatting absolute bollocks. When I'm moving my head around like this, by the way, like this stuff going on, there's not. The chat's there, but I'm like going, what's going on over here? Nothing. There's a little box of meat. What's going on over here? Nothing. Those are these options here, and I know what they are. Right? You know what they are. It's just this shit. That's what, so stop it. Stop making it look like you're doing something. What's over here? Nothing. Nothing is over here. God's sake. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it can be fucked to go out. I'll see how I feel in a couple of beers' time. 3 deep. All right, you fuckers. I'm gonna go. I wasn't even bored. I didn't even want to do this, and now I wasn't even saying sentences. I'm feeling dizzy. I'm gonna go, but it's a pleasure to see you. A pleasure to hear from you, the 3 of you that were involved in this podcast. And I will see you guys. So yeah, Abductor Man should be Thursday. I haven't heard of anything, although yeah, I'll have to look into it. It should be Thursday at the normal time. I might have to speak to Jamie about it. I might have difficulty this week, and then a proper Last Rites sometime in the next. What day is it? Saturday. Sometime in the next 8 days, I guess. I would think. I'm going to try and get a guest from the UK on. So I'll work on that. Maybe Dave Flynn, maybe George Willoughby, Rob Grubb, Joe Riley, one of that crowd. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kevin. Let's get it. Okay. I think I'm just in a coma and none of this is real, is what I think. And the whole fact that there's any sort of interaction at all is just the way the doctors are trying to communicate with me. That's what I think. One's got his finger up my ass because I'm in a coma. Not because I'm in a coma, because he's a pervert and I'm in a coma as a ways and means. Now I'm getting ADHD brain about all the fucking things I want to do. I better go and write something down. All right, fuck sticks. Go and have a good night. I'll see you on Twitter. Have a nice time drone flying. Kevin, Chrissy, do whatever you do. Mistakes. Kelly, get your brother married. And anyone that watches this back, if I don't delete it or before I delete it, sorry. Basically. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my fucking nose.